Folks! What are you guys looking at? Hold on, I'm coming. Hey, we got a haul alive! Ah, the Nazareth. That was a dramatic one. God, those things are impossible to find, man. That Nazareth set, so flippin' difficult to get. Yes, the 2020 era products. What's that? I can't read that. Oh, is that Modern? No, not Modern Horizons. Oh, we got a Dragon Maid? No. Raising Boy and Girlfriend? I don't remember what that is back there. I think those are Modern Horizons 2 pre-release cases, I think. I can't remember those way in the back. I think those are Modern Horizons 2 pre-release cases. Anyway. I think that's a good place to talk about. So, first things first, now that I showed you all that, I want to talk to you all about Modern Horizons 2. No, I don't have any for sale, so, I guess that doesn't fit the narrative. I need to pump something, right? Bob, why am I making this video? We're not pumping this, are we? Sorry. They're back there doing laundry and they're not answering. So, I got a lot of patron messages asking about Modern Horizons 2. And I thought this was a great time to have a little conversation with you all about Modern Horizons 2, Draft Set and Collector. So, the overall market consensus is Modern Horizons 2, which was like the most epic set ever from like, what was it, 2021? Is it really that old? Or is it 2022? I think, is that really 2021? Holy smokes, really? So, the consensus is Modern Horizons 2 is just an unbelievable product. I don't think anyone can disagree with that. But, as with Modern Horizons 1, as with OG Jumpstart from 2020, and as with Commander Legends Original from 2020, Rudy, they've done so many reprints of Modern Horizons 2. What do? I got heavy bags. I need to do something. Rudy, have you seen fetch lands are under $10? We have another video on that coming up, but we'll get back to that. So, yes, this is the same thing. Like, I swear, when I retire one day, and like 40 years from now, when I'm like 69 years old, I'm telling you all, I'm literally going to retire and just re-upload the old videos and change the title and edit the one word from Modern Horizons 2 to Modern Horizons 7. Because the same conversation can be had, I swear, every 6 to 12 months. So, the same thing we went through in Modern Horizons 1, ladies and gentlemen, which was, Rudy, you ran 4 sales for Modern Horizons 1. Oh my God. Modern Horizons 1, they reprint it 4 times. It's never going to go up. Everything was on clearance. Modern Horizons ruined me. And then it goes out of print finally. And then it takes about 9 months to flush the system. And then here we are. Modern Horizons 1 is 2019, I think it was, or 2020. I think Modern Horizons was 2019 to 2020. And sure enough, after being out of print and aging a couple years, Modern Horizons 1 essentially doubles in price from the low of around that 150, 170, 180, 190, all the way up to, it was 300 plus tax. I think now in the weak market, I think in the bear market though, it clobbered it back to like 260, 270, down 10%. So, Modern Horizons 1 is not as good as Modern Horizons 2. Modern Horizons 2 not only has fetch lands, the mythic slot, I didn't want to go into all the rares and mythics and the fetch lands, but the card pool of Modern Horizons 2 is so outrageously good. Nobody is arguing that. The argument is no one's buying it anymore because there's so many other things to buy, and the products cannibalize each other's sales and growth rate and all this crap, and there's so much of it out there, it's a dead product. Well, let me tell you something, Timmy. If you think holding heavy bags of Modern Horizons 2 over the next 5 years, I know no one's going to remember this video anyways. There's a million videos on the internet, and I've got 3,000 videos on my channel, but I wish somebody out there would set an alarm on their phone or calendar or email or whatever, in their Gmail, to check the price of Modern Horizons 2 on January 1st, like 2027, okay? And the price of this filming, like a draft box is like $200 or something, and, Rudy says that it's going to double in a couple years. Like, I wish somebody would actually take the time to follow up. I've done this so many times in this channel, between Shadows of Innistrad, Eldritch Moon, BFC, Kaladesh, Aether, oh my goodness, Modern Masters, the old ones, the Modern Horizons original one, the Commander Legends, the Commander deck sets. I mean, we've been over this so many times. Not even to mention Pokemon, or Weiss, or MetaZoo, or, I can't see that far because I'm old. It's just the same thing happens over and over. We hit a point in the market where people start to question their decision on buying the product or holding something. They hold the product for 6 months, or maybe a year since last year in the crash. And they say, Rudy, And I get this message from you all out there, comments below, and even patrons who support me for $69 a month. They say the same thing. They say, Rudy, I've been holding Modern Horizons 2 draft boxes and set boxes now for 9 months, and I think I'm down 10%. I'm like, okay. And then they say, well, what should I do? You want the best piece of advice? Again, I'm going to say it like I said it before. You want the best piece of advice? I'll give you the best piece of advice, everybody. And I'm not even going to charge you for my OnlyFans account. No bathwater. No Rudy feet pictures. The best piece of advice out there on how to get rich quick. I wish I knew that answer, because I would totally like to stop doing shipping labels and truckloads of mail. The best piece of advice is do nothing at all. For if you're holding heavy bags of Modern Horizons 2, the best thing you can do is nothing. Forget you have it, leave it there, and let it actually age. It's not even officially out of print. It's not going to go up in price if it's not out of print. How can the product appreciate if it's not out of print? And people are like, oh, God, it's not going up. It's been dead money for a year. It's not out of print. So, it's just 2020 and 2021 really did a lot of damage. As more years get under our belt and more time gets between us and 2020, and we separate ourselves further away, I didn't realize how much damage 2020, 2021 did to the perspective of all of us. I still think about that quite a bit. It really fucked things up, man. Because it made everybody impatient and expect huge returns in unrealistic time frames, because people were buying all these crypto scam coins and these weird altcoins and pump and dump, all this crypto weird stuff, instead of doing more conservative, normal investing and collecting and enjoying your life. And everybody got in a really messed up perspective. Because I even see it on my own videos still. I'll make a video and I'll say, Rudy, what do you, the Rudy, I expect, if I can make 5 to 8% a year, Rudy's happy, And people always bash me because I say 5 to 8% a year. And now they really bash me because inflation flared up, right? And now Rudy's losing money on his, is losing his real purchasing power, right? And, I sit there and I'm like, I can't believe that people, if I tell someone, yeah, chances are, and most likely, there's a very good probability that if you hold a sealed box or a sealed case of Modern Horizons, in 5 years from now, you will probably average over the next 5 years 5 to 8% a year. That is my goal, at least. Is that going to happen? Who knows? We'll find out. But the probability based on other products in the last 10, 20 years, I don't see why it wouldn't hold that. Maybe it's a little under. Maybe it only does 3%. Maybe it does 10 to 12 to 15. We don't know the specs, and that's okay. That's why we diversify in everything in our life. But the thing is, it blows my mind to see someone in a comment section say, God, Lee, can you imagine being happy with 7% a year? Can you imagine waiting a whole year and your $1,000 only appreciates 7%? Like, that blows my mind. Because I'm like, when you scale that up to millions, let's say you have $1 million. Just humor me for a second. And all your $1 million are in inflatable, blow-up, vibrating magic card boxes. Well, that took a weird turn. And in a year from now, your inflatable, vibrating collection, it goes up 7%. So your $1 million goes to 1.07 million. So your $1 million is 1,070,000. Like, when you scale up the numbers, suddenly that's a weird thing. I know this is a weird video, but I just had to comment on this Modern Horizons video. But it's so weird when someone's like, I'm going to invest $1,000, Rudy. And they're like, I'm out. This is boring. I'm only up 7% and shipping or fees, and I got to sell it on retail, and I'm going to net a negative 5% loss. I say, okay. How long have you held that? I hold it for a year. Oh. Like the NASDAQ is like 30-40% off the all-time high. And the S&P, like at the lows in November or October last year, was like 25-35% off the high, right? Negative. Like, there's just times in human history when not everything goes up in value. Like, do we really need to have a basic conversation about finance? Every year, you're not going to make exactly 7%. You're probably going to make 0%, 1%, 0%, and then 30%. And then on a long enough time frame, it averages to that range. Like, what is the S&P 500 over like a 50 or 100 year time frame? Isn't it like, what, 10% or something, or 9 or 12%? Whatever. It depends on what you want to put the sliding metric at. Yeah, obviously, if you buy the S&P 500 today, you're not going to make exactly 10% this time next year. But it gives you an idea what to expect on a long time frame. So anyway, it's fascinating stuff, folks. I love this shit. I think this is wild. But I just want to wrap this video up. Not dramatic here, but I want to wrap this video up about the Commander sets. Or not Commander sets, I'm sorry. Modern Horizons. I'm looking at Commander in the background. Sorry, guys. I want to wrap this up on Modern Horizons. Modern Horizons 2 is a phenomenal product. The only reason I like Commander Legends 1 and Modern Horizons 1 better, well, let me say, the only reason I like Commander Legends Original better than Modern Horizons is because of how cheap it was. Modern Horizons 2, even if you bought draft boxes, even at $200 with shipping and tax, maybe you pay $180 on TCG Player plus shipping and tax, you're at $200 for Modern Horizons 2. And because obviously they printed it so much, the market, those prices are soft. Even if you paid that, you really think, like, how do you feel bad holding a $200 sealed box of Modern Horizons? Like, what are you worried about? Like, you think it's going to go to like $99 or $50 for a sealed box of Modern Horizons 2? Like, it just blew. Like, what are you panicking about? Like, what are you stressed out about? Now, if you're leveraged and you're borrowing money, you're on margin with your broker, your brokerage account with, I don't know, Fidelity or Merrill Lynch or Goldman Sachs or Rudy Sachs and Robin Hoods. And now if you're borrowing at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10% interest, well, that's a whole different conversation. Now you're an idiot and you need to deleverage because the interest is going to eat your ass alive. But we're not going to go into that. We're talking about just basically taking money and buying. So that's my speech on Modern Horizons 2. We'll do another video here, or you may have already seen the video on the Fetchland conversation. That'll be more of a shorter rant video. I mostly wanted to address this whole negativity towards a set like Modern Horizons 2. It blows my mind that people are acting like, oh God, I'm stuck with sealed product of Modern Horizons 2. Rudy, I'm stuck with one of the best reprint modern sets of all time, sealed, being protected in my closet. Oh my God. Like what? Like, I was stuck for 5 years sitting on XY era Pokemon, and I was down 40-50%, which was like a $150,000 loss just on that. Okay? From the cruel summer of last year, I'm probably negative $400,000 on Weiss inventory. Probably negative $500,000 maybe at the lows. Obviously not now. A lot of it's come back. Some of it's hitting new highs. But I mean, that's the risk I accepted going into it. And I cannot be upset at you all, a distributor, or another YouTuber who hates me and bashes me every 10 minutes, or another store out there who hates me, or my ex-girlfriend, or my ex, twin sisters, or you can't be upset of other people when I made the choice to sit on the Weiss and sit on the Pokemon and sit on the Magic and sit on the Yu-Gi-Oh-ing your stepsister. You can't be mad because you chose to do something. I'm sitting on many things I'm upside down on. I've got, $300,000 in, Adventures Forgotten Realm collector box. I was picturing the silver boxes. The silver collector box. Adventures Forgotten Realm collector boxes. Store price back then was like, what, 170, 180? I sold them to patrons for what, 210 or something? And now they're what? They tanked all the way down to like 110? So I'm upside down 100 grand. But that's part of it. But I also know the market is upticking. It flushes out. And the difference between the people who will make it and the people who lose their ass are the people who can outlast other people. And that has always been my kind of, my secret weapon, I think, is that I will outwork and I will wait longer than every other LGS. And because of that competitive advantage alone, of I have no debt, no leverage, I can outweight everybody holding inventory. I consider myself to be young, healthy, and active, except tacos. And like I said, the fact that I can outwork and keep hustling every day and working hard every day, I feel like in a long enough time frame, I believe in myself that it'll work out. So, Modern Horizons 2. Sit tight, folks. Calm down. Here's a picture of my penis.